Hey everybody, welcome to AJS News. This is the first of two videos we got for you today.
But first, a word from our sponsors. Hey guys, here to tell you about my favorite app that helps you get control of your finances, and that is Rocket Money. You can see right here some of my reoccurring subscriptions, like Xbox Game Pass. That's okay. It's what, $21.64. That's fine. So
it
as long
tells you
as
when
I
it's going
get
up too.
Yeah, exactly. It tells you when it goes up and down. I'm like, okay, well, I just got Indiana Jones for that much. I'm down with that. I love being in control of my money.
Yeah, OJ convinced us to use it a long time ago, and it's been great because I love these reminders when things are going up, and I get to cancel them, and this will even do it for you.
Yeah, I also set my budget to let me know, hey, you spent too much on Legos.
That's right.
So I try to keep my stuff under.
I really like the at the end of the month it does like a little report for you, and you go through the different pages, and it shames you.
Uber Eats?
I love it.
How many times?
Stay in trust. The best part about it, this app is free, guys. There is an upgraded version which gives you even more features, but there's no reason not to try it out. Get our link down below. Click on it so that you can grab it. RocketMoney.com/AngryJoeShow. Thank you for sponsoring the show, Rocket Money, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. Check it out.
Guys, check out Rocket Money. I just got a message right now. It's like, hey, you've got a large bill due soon, and it's one of those ones where you have to like snail mail stuff in because it's
It's really the app that all three of us use to help get organized. It is so awesome to see how much money you save and to stay on top of things. Very easy and completely free, guys. Yes. So definitely download it. Alex, what the hell has been going on in gaming news? Has it been a slow week for gaming news other than the Game Awards?
So if we take out the gaming awards, it's been a miserable, slow week. Yeah. But if you include all the things and the massive reveals that came with the Game Awards, there's plenty
of discussion. Let's do that.
And that's what this video is. This is the Game Awards video.
Okay, here we go.
Let's start with...
by the way, I have been trying to upload, because, you know, some people like when we put the full version of the Game Awards. Well, I fucking render it. I put it up. It takes, 2 hours to rent, 2.5 hours to render, then 1 hour to chew through, and then it gets copyright claim blocked in several countries. So I've been fighting that over the weekend, and I was like, nah, I'm fucking done with this. So I will continue to fight that so that I enjoyed my weekend. Now I'm back at work, and so at some point I'm going to try to get some version of the full reaction Game Awards in there. So stay tuned for that.
All right, so we'll go through the list of the winners, and then we'll go through some of the reveals, and then some of the controversies, and just stuff that happened there.
Or just watch this video right now, and you can get the Cliff Notes version.
The game of the year was Astro Bot. So Astro Bot beat Balatro, Black Myth Wukong, Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree should not have been nominated, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and Metaphor Refantasio.
Yes. Okay, so I guess we get to address this. So there was a little bit of people getting mad at us because of our reaction. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. I mean, it was like 87%.
They made it seem like, you guys are trashing on Astro Bot. It's like, we didn't. We said it was a good game.
I played it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I played it for several hours.
76% like ratio.
It is a good game. It is a great game. I do not think it is better than Black Myth Wukong, and then I'm sorry that my opinion is different than yours.
Yeah, and I went and I watched our live reaction. I went like this, and then I was like, no way. And I was like, you know what? Game journalists probably didn't even finish Black Myth Wukong. I still think I'm fucking right there, and I think all game journalists finished Astro Bot. I still think I'm right there, and we weren't overly mean about it. So I think people just got super sensitive. Sony fans can
before that too. It says the player's choice. What was it?
Listen, we're not going to censor our fucking first reactions, okay? If you don't like it, if we get downvoted to 45% or 27%, I don't give a shit, because every once in a while we're going to fucking disagree on something. I'm going to put something not in the best politically correct way. I'm going to put my foot in my mouth or whatever. It doesn't fucking matter. Just keep watching the show, because, that's you need some moments like that. This is not even a fuck-up moment. This is just like, wow, you guys really like Astro Bot. It's a fucking opinion. If you come to the Angry Joe show for only opinions that you agree with, fuck off, because a few times we're going to have different opinions than you.
That's okay.
And, yeah.
I think that's okay.
I think that's okay, too, Joe. Well, thank you for standing up for
you
yourself.
remind him when you say that you won't eat fish and he freaks out then, huh?
I do.
Okay, no, that's not an
wrong.
opinion. That's a universal a tragedy that needs to be corrected.
Nah.
Before you die, you need to have fish.
He ate fish. He ate fish on camera. I made steak and crab, and he ate the crab and the steak.
Facts.
We did it for one of our
I
NFL
did
streams.
it, and I'm done.
He says he didn't love it, but he ate it.
Gotta find
it was
some.
on.
Gotta find some method.
Yeah.
One that he likes. Anyways, so yeah, Astrobot won. I can see why. It's a good game. People were mad that we didn't play it and didn't have time to cover it.
I did play it at home.
Yeah, you did play it?
Yeah.
What do you think about it?
It's really good. I think Balatro is really good. I think Balatro I would give it 10 out of 10.
Well,
I think Elden Ring.
Well, that makes you a fucking idiot.
I did give it 10 out of 10. Final Fantasy 7, I would give it 8. Metaphor, I didn't actually play, but I think it looks really cool.
Now all of your opinions are completely invalid because you didn't play all of them to completion, and then get 100% achievements in every single one.
But I didn't vote on.
You don't have the full context, so you can't make that determination.
That's true.
So because Metaphor may have won.
It's true. But of what I played, I thought that Black Myth Wukong was.
Me too. I thought Black Myth Wukong should have won. However, there are some controversies now because the producer was kind of doing some weird shit. Like he had
wasting my time.
First, I think Alana Pierce told a story because she was in the audience. And people had seen him. He was like crying, and he was like, visibly affected by not winning. He had written apparently a acceptance speech 2 years prior to this date. I'm like, nah, now you're getting into weird territory. It's like, yeah, look, the gaming community supports you. A big majority of us think that you should have won, but that kind of behavior, it's hard to get behind. It's like, bro, what's this? Just say, be gracious about it and say, hey, my team, we did wonderful. It's a great game that won, but I also feel my game was like, one of the best ones. So, that's how to handle it, not...
Yeah, I mean, on one hand, it's amazing to have someone who is so passionate at the helm. At the second hand, you need to have someone to be pulling you back and go, yo, this is a terrible PR thing.
Yeah.
You need to calm down a little bit.
For sure. It would have been an amazing story. Like this first-time Chinese developer trying to break into the mainstream of Americanized and European, or I should say Western gaming, celebrations. That would have been fucking awesome for their first game. Yeah. But hell, it's their fucking first game. So... I'd imagine much more to come from Game Science and other Chinese developers, and they will eventually break in. Ain't going to be next year, though. Everybody already knows what's going to win next year. We'll talk about that later.
We'll talk about that in a second, yeah. Best fighting game, Tekken 1. It was a soft year in fighting games. Like Multiverses, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, fun game, not a fighting game. It's like... It's wrong category.
Anime arena brawler battler,
definitely.
And there's no place for it, so I understand why they put it in there. But it's like really not really a fighting game. AR VR game, Batman once again takes over. No Superman game.
Didn't play the Batman VR. Heard it was good. I have played Azura's Wrath, which is one of the best VR games. It was a platform seller for some of the VR. So those two I thought were going to compete, and Batman won out.
A bunch of esports categories that they rapid fired off, and then no one knew what happened. Faker won. It's the only name on the list I knew. I used to play League of Legends, and I used to watch a lot. Now I don't. I don't know. I'm old. I'm too old for that stuff. Accessibility.
Who does he play?
Oh, he plays mid.
The only
so for League of Legends. So
the only one we assumed Velgard would have
done. So the only thing
that,
holy
Velgard
shit, that was a
for.
big story. Yeah, we were like, there's going to be a sympathy award for Velgard. They have to do it, and they only got nominated for one, and they lost out.
Yeah.
So no awards whatsoever for Dragon Age Veilguard.
Now, they could just do what Ubisoft does, who actually won the award because Ubisoft won it for Prince of Persia, and just release Dragon Age Veilguard Game of the Year edition. Like, Ubisoft has done that with their games. Yeah, it's like, you've never won Game of the Year. It's like, no, this is the Game of the Year edition. It's like, you weren't even nominated, bro.
That's Game of the Year.
They were nominated, but they still put the tag on there. It's like, what are you doing? But so
they believe in themselves. Yeah. Look, they're winners. They're champs in their own mind.
Going back to Game Science don't do that. Don't do the You know, you can do like fan game of the year, player's choice game of the year, but don't be like Ubisoft. You guys are too good. That's beneath you. Melina Juergens won for Hellblade 2.
Voice actress.
Yeah. Luke Roberts did an amazing job in Silent Hill 2 as well. Was kind of, but she also did great. Best action game, Black Myth Wukong. So also won that. Helldivers 2 won multiplayer game of the year. Art direction, Metaphor ReFantazio. Game direction was Astrobot. Action adventure game, Astrobot. Best RPG was Metaphor ReFantazio. And so I think those were all of the big ones. Helldivers 2 won ongoing game over Destiny. I don't know how anyone, like you should not have been surprised by any of that stuff. Best indie was Balatro, and best debut indie, Balatro. Best mobile game, Balatro. Or I think people are saying Balatro. I don't care. Whatever.
Balatro.
It's
you know what game we're talking about.
It's
right?
whatever. And then ReFantazio won for best narrative. So you mentioned before that we were talking about Larian what's going to be game of the year, and so when Sven got up on stage, he had some things to say about the industry, and I think they're wonderful things to say. Where he's talking,
I think the motherfucker called out everybody in the fucking industry.
He was pointing fingers without actually pointing his fingers.
Yeah,
talking about how, I mean, it's layoffs, it's grinding through your QA people, it's overworking your people, firing them the second that you release, making games. Not it's not art for art's sake, and then you try to make money off it. You're trying to make money first, and then the art comes second or third. And so he had this amazing speech. And then kind of off the cuff, I just think when we watched it, I was like, unfortunately, I just think he's wrong. And I think
I think he's right. Everything he said was right.
Except for he said that this year and next year, and he's like, these are the games that are going to win the game of the year.
Oh, the assertion that the formula is simple. Hold on. The assertion that every single one of the games that will be nominated or that will win in the future follow this criteria, yes. But I agree with you that he's wrong there. I think he's right in that that's the ingredients in this formula that should win. But yeah, I guess that's the disconnect there, because if you actually go through the list of games that are won and that are about to win,
going to win probably next year.
They're going to violate pretty much every single one of the things that he said.
Yeah, especially, I mean, we're talking specifically about GTA, which comes out next year. It won the award for most anticipated game. It's probably going to be one of the largest games of the decade.
Yeah.
It may change how much video games cost. Like, it truly may come out as a $90, $100 standard-based game.
Yeah.
We have no idea what it's going to do, unless they have said it and I forgot. But that game is probably a shoo-in, and that game is grinding through its people right now as we speak. People aren't seeing their families because of this game. So
then after that, I'm like, okay, we're done.
And hopefully it's a corporate product, and that there's
a casino inside of it.
Casinos, and the objective is to make as much money through microtransactions as possible and build a system around it.
Yeah.
The main storyline might be protected because they want to make sure that it's a damn good game, so that it continues to drive sales, and there's no controversy. It's like, wow, this is just a shell.
But they need that longevity, so the casinos and everything, all that fun stuff.
You mean that? So what he said specifically is the people in charge forbade them from cramming the game with anything whose only purpose was to increase revenue and didn't serve the game design. It's like that is directly opposed to what could possibly happen next year. And you know what? Deep down, I do hope he's right. I hope that some game comes out of nowhere and it's just so amazing that it dethrones GTA.
Here's the thing is I think he knows that. And I think it was done on purpose. And I think it's more like a little poke and a prod to the rest of the industry to be like, yeah, you may not be meeting these now. I'm going to say you're meeting these so that everybody right now comes together and tries to meet these. So that's our boy over there. He's saying the right things. Yeah. That is why I started the Angry Joe Show. All of those fucking ideals is how we get back to good gaming. Now, whether a lot of these companies are going to listen or have it affect them, I don't know. I think a lot of game developers on the front lines are like, yeah, let's do it. But then the management above them, and especially the CEOs above them,
investors
are just rolling their eyes,
Yeah.
Like,
how much money can we make?
Yeah.
More.
I mean, you
every year more.
I mean, I guarantee there's investors came to Larian and like, hey man, totally fund your next game, and they're like, okay, cool. Well, we get to do everything that we want to do, and you can say nothing. And sometimes that works out because some game companies do have that kind of relationship that they say. Grinding Gears Games is one of them where they're like, hey, we're owned by Tencent, but we've told them that they get to make no decisions, and you just got to hope that works out that way. So I hope that is the direction I think the industry needs to go in. And so I'm 100% behind him. I'm pessimistic about next year.
Yeah.
Because I think that the worst example.
It's going to win. There's no doubt.
Add it to the ongoing sheet where do you think GTA?
I've never been so confident. We still need to scan through the comments to see if people have found our previous ones. But I do have the sheet. Here is the news prediction document 2025.
Oh, good. Yeah.
The Suicide Squad DLC content, I says in progress because I was searching.
Yeah.
Star Citizen, Squadron 42 or Beyond Good and Evil. That's still in process because we're so which one you want me to add?
Game of the Year 2025 at the Game Awards. What do you think? It's pretty much is it GTA or the field? You're betting on is it GTA or the field?
Okay, GTA or the field. GTA or the field. Well, obviously all five. I'm not putting that on the document because all three of us are GTA. You'd be dumb to pick anything else.
Yeah, I can't.
We could have a banger.
I'm just going through and it's like, what could possibly come out?
But the odds would be like 1,000 to 1. You win so much money.
Or a Zelda or like another mainline.
The only one I can see is if somehow, Elder Scrolls, got pushed up, which is not happening.
That's a bad idea.
And it was Elder Scrolls versus GTA.
They need to polish that. They need some time to work on that.
Yeah, they need massive polish. They probably need 2
After
additional
what happened
years.
with Starfield, it's better to keep it in the oven.
Yes.
Keep it.
For sure.
Standalone Elden Ring game better than GTA? Probably. I'm taking GTA over the field.
Yeah.
All right.
Speaking of Elden Ring, that was another major announcement. Elden Ring Nightreign is coming out. This is a weird game that I had no idea. I keep tabs on this.
Why is it weird? To me, for us on the outside, it just seems like additional DLC, right? It doesn't look weird to us.
Just like
what makes it weird? I'm confused.
It's fighting bosses after bosses after bosses.
It's 8 predefined.
That's what the game is.
Well, no, this is like all in one room, basically.
You're not creating your own character.
It is?
You're not creating your own character. It's 8 predefined playable characters. And you're going, and there's like, it's like a gauntlet, and you're running through, and there's co-op added to it. It's just, I mean, it makes sense, but it's not. It's so far away from like the normal mainline experience.
Okay,
I'm very
if
excited.
it's just one room with a bunch of boss gauntlet mode
Get ready to carry me, Alex.
Dark Souls and co-op, the thing that has me excited about it is co-op.
Yeah,
real co-op, not ghost co-op or a past image of your previous self after image. No bell. No, an actual co-op thing. That's the part that makes me excited. And yeah, we'll play a few sessions with Alex carrying you, Joe, but I think it's funnier if you and me go up against it. We have no fucking chance, and we somehow clutch it out.
There's this really easy boss called the Nameless King.
Okay,
and I want to watch you
when you say easy,
so easy. You can no-hit him with a bow. You just kind of walk backwards real slowly, and so there was a bug.
That was my thing in the beginning. Like, I was a magic user, but then when I got confined into a room, my magic.
I've read the comments, and magic is the easiest thing that's ever existed in Elden Ring, and just by using it, you've made the game super easy. You're also not allowed to use spirit summons. You're not allowed to level up your gear, or you're not a real Dark Souls player.
But by the time
we don't want to be real Dark Souls players.
Halfway with my staff, I got the shit beat out of me.
Yeah, Malekith will like open you up. If you, so you.
I was like, damn it, magic's not working right now.
Yeah, I mean, look, it makes some bosses really easy, and there's some bosses that they're going to be tough. So.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this is not bad.
You're good at parrying. Play the parry characters. You can be fine. You've been training.
Right. Yeah, right.
Okay, you're not good at parrying, but I've seen you do it, so you should just practice. All right, Ninja Gaiden Ragebound was also announced, so that's another Koei Tecmo. Slay the Spire 2, major announcement for anyone who's like big into the card games. Massive success the first time around. Early access in 2025, so it's right around the corner. Dave the Diver in the Jungle didn't really get to see what that's going to be. I don't know.
No gameplay from it, but we're excited.
Yeah, I'm just curious how. I think it's people are going to respond less positive. It's when you're spearfishing things, people have a different opinion when you're spearfishing versus like hunting animals, and so I just don't know what he's.
Yeah, I was thinking, are you
point.
going to have like a
Interesting point.
steakhouse or something? It's like, oh, this is some bison, or this is some.
Yeah, I don't know what.
But just random animals.
Never thought
or
about
something.
that. Yeah, you're right.
But it could be,
especially that type of game player.
Yeah.
They're more chill. They like more relaxed, but they have more opinions on those types of things.
Yeah, you're going to go in the jungle. You're going to shoot a jaguar to eat, and like you're like, I don't want. I feel
Snakes.
bad.
Stop fucking up the
Cobras.
jungle. What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Get out of there.
Yeah.
Go back into the water, motherfucker.
Yeah, so we don't know anything about it, but it's set for late 2025 release. It's going to compete with GTA 5 or GTA 6. So
Yeah.
6.
Did either of you get to play the Steel Hunters? Because in the Game Awards they said, "Hey, Steel Hunters and beta now."
I got to download it, but I was playing
you didn't.
Path of Exile.
Path of
beat
Exile
it.
weekend.
Stupid count.
God damn, Joe, you beat the game already.
No, he beat the Chapter 1 boss.
Yeah, he was giving me some trouble.
It's early access.
tough-
You can't even beat it, right?
It's a tough boss.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Past
cool.
halfway for that
Damn,
too.
I'm so jealous. I want to play Path of Exile 2 with y'all. Maybe at some point this week we could stream a session where we
Monk's
just
pretty
do
good.
some co-op. Did you guys
No.
get to play it over the weekend?
just downloaded it,
you know,
that's it.
I got accepted, but again, didn't have time to play.
Yep.
Because that one looks cool.
Yeah. Shadow Labyrinth. If you want to play a Pac-Man game where you were like it's kind of based
So
on
that was based on the secret level, and it was a surprise. It's like we've developed a whole game based on that secret level. So the reverse, Concord developed a whole game only for it to crash and burn and get one small consolation prize. Here's a 10-minute animation in secret level, and then this one is the opposite. Here's a 10-minute animation, 15-minute animation, and guess what? Brand new game for it. Not excited, Joe.
I'm not excited. I'm
Okay.
thinking about the Concord right now.
You don't want that golden ball going in your back?
No.
Eat.
No. Eat or be.
Yeah.
No, I'm thinking about the Concord one for secret level. It's like, it's probably not going to be very good.
Yeah.
I don't like any of the
I'm
characters.
going to laugh. If the
And
Concord
the
one...
cinematic already in the game, I was like, I don't like this.
I think it's going to be better than the whole fucking game. I don't think that. I think it would be funny if it was better, like that Anthem live action Anthem made by Neil Blomkamp was better than the whole fucking game.
Yeah, I think that this secret level thing for Concord is going to be really similar to their reveal, the narrative reveal.
Yes.
Because it takes so long for these things to be made.
Oh yeah,
And
I guess y'all are right. 'Cause
hated it.
you already have
exactly.
that
That's
in
what I
the
was thinking.
game.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
It's
I was
just going to
like,
be
no.
another one of
Yep.
those vignettes from
and I hate
vignettes. I make that wrong. I say that wrong every single time.
Yeah.
But this is my thing now.
Yeah.
It's vignettes.
It's like Gil Galahad and all that.
Gillenade.
Gillenade. You say Gillenade.
Yes,
It's Elganon and Gillenade. Yeah. Elganon, yeah. All right.
Joseph Gillenade.
Okay. So Lhasa 2. Also, this is a
Vignettes. Just to prove that I could say it.
He can. He just won't.
I just won't.
It's just like it's fine. If you've been here long enough, you know that's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
And I like to see the comments on it, so that's why I do it.
Yeah. So Lhasa 2, major RPG. If you're back into the turn-based, control your character. If you've been playing Baldur's Gate 3 a million times and you're looking for something else, this isn't one to keep your eye on. So it's a 5e based rule set. So very exciting. Witcher 4. I thought everyone was going to be super excited about this because it's like I'm so excited to play Witcher continuation, and
it's a great character to continue the story.
No, you're wrong, Joe.
Oh, okay.
Because I can't
up.
be immersed if my character is a woman,
It's a woman.
and if she's not wearing like the other thing is like, oh fine, I'll play a woman, but she needs to be bedroom ready at all times. And she was in battle armor,
Porno hot,
and
like
it's like
big
has
titties,
to be
perfect face,
and so it's like makeup nonstop.
Yeah.
I mean, like full glam.
I really, really hate this portion of our community.
I don't.
Our gamer base. Like I despise that.
Yeah.
And it's brain rot, and it's old. It's just ignorance on full display, and then people take things to the extreme. They parrot points from media that they consume every day, that and so everybody's looking for something to complain about within that particular gross realm, and it spilled on over into an area that really doesn't deserve it. And if you can't FAP to Siri,
they will. I promise. Give it a week. The Rule 34 is coming.
They won't be happy about it, Alex.
No, they will.
I'm gonna do it, but I'm not happy.
Yep.
I didn't want to play Siri personally
and I wish,
because I don't like the powers
and then,
thing.
So I gave my opinions is like, you know, in the Witcher 4 angry trailer reaction to that, and all the comments super positive. All the comments are just like, yeah, I don't understand Siri's. This is a natural extension of the story. Blah blah blah. Fuck all those people. Blah blah blah. So not a single negative comment. Still downvoted to 82%. So you have either brigading going on, and I can look at the stats. I haven't actually gone into the analytics because I could see where some of it's coming from. I just haven't bothered because I don't care. Because I know these people exist. I wish there was a way to flush them all out. I really do. We don't need you. I don't give a fuck. Goodbye.
Yeah.
But they still hate watch.
Yeah, I mean they do.
Well, that's a big money generating area is hate watching and complaining about it. But know that we don't agree with you here. You know those kinds of stupid ass points.
She looks fine. Also, this trailer is so early that we have no idea what the game is going to look like because this is so early. The game's not coming out next year, and it's probably not coming out at the earliest. Could be 2026, and I would bet against it. So this game's coming out in a long time, and so it's like
you never know. CD Projekt Red could change the way she looks, but you know I don't want them to because I don't want to placate these people.
Yeah, I don't mean that. I just mean like when people are like her bone structure is, you know, and it has.
I know. Yeah.
Did
you see the dots and the lines?
Yeah,
and people
it's like we have no idea. It's 2 years from now. It's like
people are just trying to make money on X because all you need to do is create controversy. You could say the dumbest shit, the worst shit ever, the sexist shit ever, the racist shit ever, and you'll get tons of views, which generates tons of money. So that
sounds like a horrible place. It's like you should never go there.
Yeah, it's really bad these days.
My Twitter is a bastion of hope and positivity. You can
it's never been that, though.
Where?
You can message me directly.
Where's your
at,
Twitter?
Fuck you at clownpenis.fart.
Oh, clownpenis.fart is what you were talking about. That is a bastion. It's a paradise.
I post pictures of moose.
Yes.
And
clownpenis.fart should be the next
Moose
social media platform.
Moose is sick right now. He's not doing well. So
poor little guy.
Yeah.
Oh, his
cold.
He's a young man. He can fight through.
Oh, he has an upper respiratory infection. He has to go on antibiotics.
Oh my god!
Yeah, all sorts of stuff. He'll be okay. Project Robot. This is from the team, the creator of Eco, Shadow of the Colossus, The Last Guardian. They didn't really show anything.
No, not much.
They didn't have to show anything. All you had to do was say, "Hey, this dude's making it," and it got me excited about it because like these games are incredible. I've gone back and replayed them, and I'm just really, really excited about it. You get a giant robot head, and you know I don't know what happens, but I'm gonna play it. So
from the movie there, we've seen the little teaser. It seems like the classic scaling massive, creatures and things is still in there from Shadow of the Colossus.
Speaking of Shadow, I think what is it, that racing game? Amazing.
Oh,
that was great commentary there.
Yeah. So you could play Sonic or Shadow in a race car. A guy who does not need a race car.
He wants to go slower.
If he wants to go much slower and have to obey traffic laws, like it. I like someone was like, well, maybe Fred Flintstone's it. Maybe there's nothing underneath. It's like, okay, that's great. Steel Hunters is Wargaming's next IP. It's a 12-person multiplayer shooter. It's part hero shooter, part battle royale, part extraction shooter. The only thing that has me worried is it's trying to do a lot of things all at the same time. Mm-hmm. Hopefully it works together, but if there's mech combat, I'm at least going to give it a shot.
Looks pretty fucking cool.
Borderlands 4, Randy Pitchford got up on stage and was very excited to show off, I'm going to use a phrase that the kids use, a very mid trailer that inspired no excitement for me whatsoever. It could have been a DLC for Borderlands 3.
Yeah,
the hype is gone with everything
the hype
there.
Wow, it's amazing where we were and where we are now with Borderlands. And I think that he thought that, boy, this is going to turn my fortunes around. Everybody's going to get excited about it.
Or something
fucking
like that.
amazing. Like, you guys should be
great.
grateful that I'm fucking bringing this here. Yeah, and it just fell flat at least for us. It fell flat. I was more interested in the game before, which was the game before the mech game, the one you're talking, the one.
Steel Hunter.
Shit, man, that one looks cool. I'm looking at some gameplay for it now, and it does have that Hawken vibes, which I really like that game. Hawken, Titanfall, maybe a little Chrome Hounds in there, except you don't create your own mech. But I love any mech games.
Time to dust off that big controller thing you had.
Oh, yeah. That fucking thing's sweet.
Command station.
Yeah. That's so cool.
But if you get
I
that.
don't think I have it anymore.
No.
I don't know where it went.
You had that at your old place.
You gotta get one of OJ's, the OJ gaming chair, so you can just bolt in and set yourself up for a 12-hour
never
session.
leave.
And you sit there and you poop.
And recliner.
It's the toilet chair.
I think we sold it in the garage sale, and I went, but why would I do that? Like, I would keep that.
It belongs in a museum.
Right. I think I gave
you made like $10 on that. There was no reason to.
Right.
Probably sell it for that
know
much.
What happened. I don't know what happened.
Damn.
There.
Yeah, but Borderlands 4 came out.
Had to be for good reason, because I wouldn't get rid of that.
The trailer shows very little of your character
or the villains, kind of.
Yeah, nothing about them that makes me think that it's going to be interesting, and that's really what the Borderlands series is.
I think even worse. I think they did show the villains, and they're fucking completely nondescript, generic, boring. Those two armies fighting each other, and the leaders on each of those armies are the villains in the game. Nothing like Jack or anything like that.
Yeah. You just clone him, make a different version of him, and you get us back to compelling bad guys.
Yeah.
They announced a new Virtua Fighter. Very excited. Now do Primal Rage.
I still want
Virtual
Fighters,
that's
but
really cool.
Updated, but still with the big ass, the polygon looking.
This dude's made out of 12 triangles.
Polygons.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what Virtual Fighter was for me back in the day.
Yeah.
It is. You know what, Joe? It's a stupid-ass suggestion, but I actually agree with it.
I want a skin.
But a smarter way to implement it is there needs to be a mode where you just go in the settings, press a button, and it changes it, and you go back and forth whenever you want. Not, let's develop the game where it look like Legos characters fighting
you can do that
each
with
other.
the Diablo setting.
Right, yeah.
Do it.
They also announced Project Century, which is going to be, it's like the third-person action game set in Japan in 1915.
Change the title. I like the game. Change the title.
Yeah, we hate the title on that. Hopefully that's a working title. Yeah. I guess they're trying to Project Century to make it fliz. Like last century's 1917 or whatever, before the war.
Because you said that, I was like, what game is that? Oh, then you start describing it.
Well, they originally they showed a record player, and I was like, oh my god, this is going to be Lies of P DLC. I had no idea they were going to announce it. Yeah. And then it was, and we didn't get an announcement.
So,
damn it.
It looks a lot more serious, and I'm a little worried about that. I mean, that could be a good direction to go in for the Yakuza-type series, but I still want some of the goofiness. I still want some really fun side activities, and because it's set so long ago, there's great potential for funny old-timey jokes and old-timey side activities, and that would be really cool.
There was a ton of fun in Like a Dragon-ition, and so I played that all the way through, and this feels like the natural sequel to it. So it's like I want chicken racing, I want all sorts of crazy stuff.
The pirate one's not out yet, or is it?
No. One of the most anticipated games for us is that fucking pirate game, Yakuza.
Yeah, they're like, how should you check it out? I was like, that looks fucking cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, yeah.
OJ wished something into reality.
Yes.
We finally get Turok Origins. And he's been saying for the last couple years, he's like, everyone's like, hey, what game do you want to remake?
Turok game.
And he's like, I want a Turok game. And then we got one. What do you think it looks like? You wanted this.
I know, but it's not what I just wanted the old version.
Classic
updated.
Turok with no changes whatsoever and no updates for modern audiences, right? I think you're right. I mean, I think that probably would have been cooler for us in this niche. But the updates don't look like they're gonna bring in new audiences. So if you're not really appealing to a wider audience, then might as well keep it niche.
Yeah. So this is Saber Interactive. They recently did Space Marine, which is a love letter to
That's what I'm hoping for.
To that community.
It's good. They're good. So I believe in their work.
Yeah, hopefully. We'll just see how. Yeah. I'm hoping that it's good, but we'll see. Onimusha, Way of the Sword, Capcom, big surprise. And so that one's coming back, and so it's a 2026 release window for that one. You going to beat it?
No.
No? Okay. You
Prediction
try?
right now. No.
Okay.
I'm gonna try.
Onimusha's
Yes.
before all the Dark Souls craze.
Yeah, but
so it's not. I don't know if they're gonna Dark Soul eyes it or stick true to what they were. I don't know.
yeah, I'm not. It doesn't look like it's going to be one of those like some of the games nowadays. You can just hold the stick forward and hit attack a bunch of times, and like you can get through the game. And I'm hoping we'll see. We'll see how the swordplay is. Mafia: The Old Country was a big one. Finally, the first gameplay trailer for Mafia.
Yeah, this is a trend. We're going back. We're going back to old school days. So the Old Country and in Mafia, and then Yakuza going back to the 1917. So we can revel in the old school cool.
1915.
What year is this one? It doesn't say here what year that it's set in, but
I'd imagine maybe the 30s. We're going to the old country. That's where, like, the real mobsters, obviously, a lot of the mafias and gangs came from, outside the U.S. and then established themselves in the U.S. And we're just borrowing a lot of the tactics and setup and core from Sicily and other places.
Is all it says.
1900s. Yeah, so probably they may even do, century spanning stuff. No, I think they'll keep it within a certain time frame so we can follow a few characters around.
Stay.
Mm-hmm. Okami got the sequel was announced, and so that was a big deal. Kind of a really, really small niche game. Wasn't super financially successful.
In fact, it wasn't financially successful. It was a failure.
Yeah.
But it did really well amongst gamers, amongst fans. I was on the outside looking in on that. I never played it and never, attached myself to it. But I know there are some people that are extremely, extremely excited about it. Mm-hmm. And we are definitely going to be peering in to see what all the hype is about.
And then there was a lot of mobile game announcements.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them. I'm not excited about most of them.
Like what?
There was the Zenless Zone Zero.
Oh, a lot of the anime ones.
Honky
Honky Star Rail.
Yeah, and it was like I still think it's inappropriate that you're able to call it Honky Star Rail.
Honky tonk.
Yeah, but it's like come
you
on.
had a better name for it. Hopefully our video will go up.
Cracker or something.
Yeah.
It's like, look, I can say it. You can't say it. But it was a massive success for Jeff. I mean, so the 1 million peak viewers. Several channels broke the 100,000 mark throughout the broadcast. Statler and Waldorf stole the show when the Muppets just making fun of Jeff and just poking fun at him.
Yeah, they went hard on him too.
Yeah.
So Jeff must have a great sense of humor because he had. I'm sure he read the script beforehand and approved the script and was cool with it. Now, whether he was cool with it because he's cool with it, or whether he was cool with it because he knew that it was going to help and benefit him. Yeah.
Well, he's leaning into it, and I think he knows that it's a bloated 3-hour advertisement for mobile games, and there's some amazing reveals in there. But them poking fun, it's like, hey, play another commercial. It's like it was right on. So
worth it.
Check out our video when it goes live. We have some individual trailers that Joe has put up. But anything else you wanted to talk about? The
only thing I wanted was them to make a bigger thing for the player's choice. Instead of being like, oh, player's choice, this game.
It did seem like they kicked it aside really fast.
They should be like, hey, this is the gamer's choice. Do something like, here's an award.
I agree with you 100%. I think that it needs to be like the number 2 award. Yeah, I mean, like the journalists get to pick some, and it's not all of the journalists. Remember that the format is Jeff picks 60 people. And only 60 people. And those 60 people get to decide what game is Game of the Year. Yeah. And he probably picks people like through across like
a lot of the comments were mad about that too. Like, well, who's just a journalist?
Yeah. And so it's like I really like the fact that the gamers get to choose. Now you just have to figure out a way to get them to vote where they're not just,
for sure. Well,
spam botting and stuff.
Yeah. But you gotta figure that out. But I think that could kind of help out.
Yeah, I think it's a really good idea because I think it's important to there's a big difference between what the average gamer likes and maybe what the average journalist likes.
Yeah.
We've seen a lot of game journalists praise something like Dragon Age Veilguard. 10 out of 10.
Yeah,
and it's like,
plenty of 9s and 10s, and I'm like, what version of this game did they give you access to?
Yeah, and so it's like sometimes there's a major disconnect, and there's disconnects between me and you guys, and so it can happen anywhere. It's like
what
that we like certain games. Yeah, and so it's like that stuff happens all the time. But
and me and you guys as well.
So.
Yeah, so, but I don't want to end this without talking about the big controversy game that amongst gamers, again, from that side of the internet, where Naughty Dog's upcoming sci-fi game called Intergalactic: The Heretic Prophet. Terrible name, and I do like Intergalactic, but the Heretic Prophet, it's like, okay, it's weird, and it really, really has, I think, a great style. So I liked the style that I was seeing, this sort of, retro sci-fi, scan line, synth wave kind of stuff.
It's Akira.
I'm into that. However, I'm skeptical and I'm hating for different reasons that other people on the internet are hating. One group on the internet is insufferable. There's the main character is not hot enough. She's ugly. She's a man, and the bald-headed lady.
Baby.
Look, I don't bald-headed haircuts not my thing, but And then they were like, here, let's fix it, and then all the fixed images that these people were like, oh, you should let us design this. You turned her from a dark-skinned person to a light-skinned Asian anime doll, with long blonde hair and stuff like that. It's pretty bad. That's not why I'm not vibing with it. I did kind of pick up a little bit of annoying vibes from the main character already.
Yeah.
But that's just my preference for personalities of heroes that I'm going to spend time with. This is a 2-minute trailer, so you can't really pick up too much on that. And some characters are meant to be fucking annoying until they go through a character arc, but there is the risk that they never go through their character arc and never learn anything, like Galadriel from Rings of Power.
Oh, that's coming season 7.
Steven said the final season is when.
Yeah, it's when all of her actions catch up with her.
Yeah, but as far as the gameplay, though, the more I learn about the project, the worse I think it is. And
really? Don't tell me that, because I've been looking forward to it.
So
you just like
my guitar.
Yeah, you just like the 80s.
Yeah, and I just like the 80s too.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna try to prep Joe here because so you got excited about all the sci-fi and space stuff, right? And you're like, okay, so there's going to be some space stuff and sci-fi and that Porsche you're going to get to do. And then there's the planetary gameplay that we see at the end. There's no space stuff. So apparently your ship just crashes on that planet and you're stranded on the planet. That's the whole thing. You're stranded. You don't get to do any space stuff. No space stuff.
I see. I mean, it's...
to me already, I was already iffy on it. I was like mixed. Now I'm down on it.
I thought it was going to be Akira because they've mentioned it. Like the trailer was like almost scene for scene cuts from Akira, and that's what I want. But if it's just you stranded with a laser sword,
I think your laser sword looks stupid too. I get it when it lights up, it kind of looks like little music things from the 80s, the synth wave. Yeah. What do you call it? Levels. I think that's dumb. But okay, so there's that. Now, Neil Druckmann talks on the story for Intergalactic: The Heretic Prophet. The story is quite ambitious as it centers on a fictitious religion and what happens when you put your faith in different institutions. I guess that makes sense because it's called the Heretic Project. So this is going to be about religion.
I'm all about heresy.
This is you're stranded on a planet. You're fighting generic-looking robot enemies. The main character, that looks stupid, and she uses dumb weapons, and I don't get to go to space. And you're telling me I'm stranded on the planet the whole time. So basically, I'm just
maybe you go to shopping bar.
No, I'm not into it. Those are the reasons I'm not into it. Not because the main character is ugly or bald-headed. And Neil Druckmann kind of messed up on the Last of Us Part 2, and I'm sure Part 3 is going to be hilarious whenever he gets to it. Yes, he's also responsible for one of the best video games of all time that we ourselves gave a 10 out of 10 to in the Last of Us remastered version.
But not the remastered one. You didn't.
But other people are involved, and a lot of times people don't realize how a lot of the other people's contribution really changes a game and elevates a game or holds it back. So what kind of people has Neil Druckmann surrounded himself with this time for a whole new project, Intergalactic: The Heretic Prophet? And I'm suspect on that.
I don't want to defend anyone that you mentioned before. That I think there's a lot of people that don't like it, and they're getting the same they get the same feelings that you did, that I did, that a lot of people did, were like, I don't like this trailer, and I don't think they have the ability to communicate their problems, and so they're like, oh, who else doesn't like this game, and that's how they kind of get sucked into it. There's a lot of reasons not to like certain media, a lot of reasons not to like modern media, but maybe if you can, it's not always just because you can't currently jerk off to the main character.
Yeah,
like that is not
now,
why the game doesn't
get to the real core, Alex.
But, so I'm saying, like, what I'm trying to do is, like, there are a lot of people that are like teetering on the edge before they fall into these things, and these communities are very welcome, and they want to bring you in and suck you down into the horrible pit that they are. I don't think. I mean, I like some of the art style stuff. I like some of the stuff that was there, but I do get kind of like some of the poopy vibes. And
I want well-reasoned arguments like that, and I want you to tell. Well, what are the poopy vibes? Talk to me about the poopy vibes, so that I can determine if you are one of those where it's like, well, I can't fap, and a bald-headed lady, and woke this, woke that, versus what's in the game, what's in the content of the game.
Yeah.
And what do I find? And
Yeah, you just have to look at one. You can't make up your mind based on an entire trailer that has really no gameplay, not a ton of story information, and so it's like I don't know. I refuse to kind of judge these games based on made up trailers, because a lot of them are made up, and sometimes we've seen in the industry they have nothing to do with the final release of the game.
That's a great game. Who made that?
Yeah. What do you mean? You're making that? You're making that game. So it's like,
and a lot of it is the writing. You can see that even people with well intentions can fuck up their own franchises. Dragon Age, the Veilguard, even when they're trying to do good things here. So I don't know. We'll see what kind of writing we'll see what kind of writing is in this one. But personally, I would have preferred to take missions and contracts in space and be kind of like this rebellious bounty hunter chick.
At least not 100 planets. Couple planets.
Yeah, something like that. But crash landing on one fucking planet and be stranding on one place, and then having to have existential discussions about religion and false faith and all this stuff. It's like, and then I'm pretty sure there's going to be tons of modern allegory and modern audience, and that's the stuff that I think is going to annoy people, and that's the stuff that I think we can criticize, instead of females and the attractiveness level and all this other stuff. So
I just wanted to be cool 80s thing, and she's in her Porsche,
a lot of product placement.
Porsche,
there's a lot of product placement.
Drinking her Pepsi Clear.
Yeah,
it's sweet.
And I guess for the vibe, it's okay, but it normally annoys the fuck out of me. It was what is it? Pepsi, Porsche, fucking Sony. But that makes sense because obviously Naughty Dog and Sony, that's where they get all their money from, and I think they're old school CRT monitor companies and things like that. So, but good. I'm hoping the soundtrack is really good, because they announced they were like right away. Wait, hey, Trent Reznor. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross. Those are some good names here for soundtracks. So we'll see.
Let's see what happens.
Let's see what happens. I just know that the discourse around the game is going to be fucking annoying as we approach.
Yeah.
Isn't that every
And it might be, who knows, it might be warranted because, like I said, they fucked up The Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah.
And they may just start with all of that fuck up from the beginning with this game. So that's why I say I'm not into it. I feel like not only do I think, it will... Well, it's too early for that. Yeah, we'll have to see some more. Yeah. Some more gameplay.
All right. Anything else?
No. Just wanted to talk about that. Let's see. Any games we are missing or anything super excited? I guess the most excited thing from that is The Witcher 4 from me. What about y'all?
I was less excited about The Witcher because I knew it was coming. Like, it wasn't like a secret. Mm-hmm. I think the thing that kind of blew me away the most was Elden Ring. Because it was out of nowhere, like there wasn't even a whisper about this thing coming out. So, yeah. I mean, we've been talking about Polaris even in the news for like the past couple months. It's like, I knew it's coming.
True, yeah. I see what you're saying. Yeah. Okay, well. Joe?
Turok? Yeah, big surprise.
Turok for Joe. Great. All right, well, that's it. That covers the Game Awards. Let us know who did you think should have won, and what other games were you excited from the show. What do you think about Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet? and some of the upcoming titles. Let us know in the comments down below. This is part 1 of part 2.
Yep.
Come check us out with other gaming news, and we will see you guys on the next Angry Joe Show. Bye, guys.